I imagine everybody encounters that proverbial fork in the road, where you have to make some tough decisions and take on a bit of a gamble. We moved across the country over a year ago. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. We left a lot behind: our family, our friends, my home, my hounds. You know, I've been making music with some of these guys for over a decade. Some of my closest friends. I miss them. Moving was about survival, supporting the family, about growing and exploring an unknown. Yeah, the weather's incredible out here. It's expansive. It's stuffy. Invigorating yet unsettling, crowded but empty all at once. I'd say we were pretty homesick. For as long as I can remember, making music has always been a part of me. I miss those long drives out to the country for rehearsals, making melodies with my best friends. Michael played this riff for me about a year ago while we were finishing mixes for the Wild Hunt. The sweet little arpeggio that stayed constant while its underlying key shifts around. I tinkered with the melody in my head for weeks, and after getting somewhat settled in after the move, Hunter-Gatherer was born. It was the first of about 9 or so tracks we'd send back and forth across the country, within only a few months of the move. We downsized into this little apartment with no real room for any of my gear, so I was sneaking down to this little conference room on the ground floor after hours to track acoustics. It was the only space I could find to track without pissing off any of my neighbors. After the building management started locking the conference room doors, I resorted to my car. I'd make sure I had all my parts rehearsed, and I had about an hour or so before my laptop battery would run out. It's a little cramped in here, but this is where all the magic happens. I usually sit here in the passenger seat, clear the steering wheel. My duet goes right here in the center console. XLR cable kind of goes wherever it wants to, and I usually hold the mic in my hand without a pop filter, which the guys hate. But I'll end up tracking all this stuff back in ATL anyway. Shake Don't Shatters come to represent a lot of things. I say at the heart of it, these are songs of longing. But there's a lining of hope, a nod to endurance, perseverance. That it's okay to get rattled so long as you keep at it. It's words of advice to roll with the punches, to remember what was real, to be okay with losing yourself and finding yourself again. A reminder of where home is, and I suppose a request to not be forgotten. Shake, don't shatter.